Ekemma. Yes, Mama. Ekemma left the clothes she was washing to go meet her mother in their kitchen. Mama, you called me. Yes, my beautiful daughter, I called you. Ekemma's mother patted the chair beside her. Sit down, my daughter. Ekemma sat down and stared at her mother, who looked exceptionally happy. Mama, what is going on? You are happy. Her mother laughed. Yes, my beautiful daughter, I am happy. I am happy because you are getting married soon. Ekemma jumped up from her seat. She was excited. Really? Mama, I'm getting married soon? Did a suitor come for my hand? Ekemma's mother laughed. My beautiful princess, you are getting married, not just to anybody. You are getting married to the prince, the crown prince of Ihiagawa Kingdom. Ekemma broke into a happy dance. I am getting married to the prince. Me, Ekemma, I am getting married to the prince. She danced around. Then she sat down. Mama, you mean Prince Obinna came to this compound to ask for my hand in marriage? When did he come, Mama? Ekemma's mother laughed. No, my princess. Prince Obinna did not come to the compound. Neither did he directly ask for your hand in marriage. Ekemma stared at her mother. She was confused. I don't understand, Mama. How will I get married to Prince Obinna if he didn't ask for my hand in marriage? Ekemma's mother smiled mischievously. My daughter. Now you have asked an important question. You see, the king has asked Prince Obinna to pick a wife among the village maidens. And you, my beautiful princess, is going to be that maiden that he will marry. Ekemma was still confused. She asked her mother, how will I be the maiden he will get married to? He doesn't even know me, Mama. Ekemma's mother stood up. Then you will make him know you. You will make him know you. Don't you like the prince? Wouldn't it be a thing of pride to be the princess of Ihiagawa? Do you know how proud it will make me to be the mother of the next queen of Ihiagawa? Our lives will be changed forever. Our status will be elevated automatically. Nobody will ever look down on us again. Ekemma was still confused. But, Mama, her mother interrupted her. But Mama what? But Mama what, Ekemma? What is the but there? Anyways, go and finish washing your clothes while I finish cooking breakfast. We will talk about this later. Ekemma greeted her mother and left to continue her washing. As she washed her clothes, she thought about what her mother just told her. Of course, she would be ecstatic to be Prince Obinna's wife. Which maiden in Ihiagawa wouldn't be? Prince Obinna was a handsome young man. He was tall, dark, and handsome. He walked with confidence and commanded authority. He was also a kind prince. On numerous occasions, she had seen him stop to speak with the villagers. He related to everyone like they were all equal. Even though he was always surrounded by the royal guards, Prince Obinna always went to the market to buy things for himself. He interacted with the market women and even dashed them money sometimes. He was a good man and she would be happy to be his wife. But she didn't understand how her mother wanted her to become his wife. Was she supposed to force him to marry her? Ekemma didn't like that idea. She believed that love should be genuine, not forced. Anyways, when she speaks with her mother again, she would understand more about the situation. As Ekemma's mother cooked breakfast for her and Ekemma, she thought about how she would get Prince Obinna to notice her daughter Ekemma. Ekemma's mother was not someone who believed in chance or luck. No, she believed in going after what she wanted in life. Life had not been easy for her. She had to fight for every good thing that had ever happened to her. When she was a child, her parents lost their lives during the Biafran Civil War in 1967. After the war, her father's only brother took her in and took care of her. From childhood, Ekemma's mother did all she could to survive. She followed her uncle's wife to the market where they sold fruits and vegetables. When they were not selling at the market, they were in the farm, planting and harvesting yams, fruits and vegetables. That was her life until she met Ekemma's father and they got married. After their marriage, they found it difficult to have children. Ekemma's mother did not sit down and wallow in self-pity. She got to her feet and started looking for a solution to her predicament. She went from one prayer house to another. If she was not at a prayer house, she was at a native doctor's shrine. She offered different sacrifices, drank different concoctions, and said different prayers to different gods until finally she got pregnant. When she gave birth to Ekemma, she was so beautiful and she was born on the Eke market day. That was why she named her Ekemma. Now that Ekemma was 19 and was ripe for marriage, Ekemma's mother believed it was time to find a befitting husband for her. And which young man was more befitting for her precious daughter than the crown prince of Ihiagawa? It was time to start setting things in motion. Ekemma would get married to Prince Obinna. No man born of a woman would stop that. 2 days later, Ekemma's mother called her into the room. "My beautiful princess, I just got reliable information that Prince Obinna will be going to Everyday Boutique tomorrow morning around 10. He is going to shop for clothes. You will meet him there and do something to make him notice you." Ekemma looked at her mother, confusion written all over her face. I don't understand, Mama. I should go to the boutique just for him to notice me? I don't understand how I could make him notice me." Ekemma's mother smiled. "My daughter, even though you are just 19, you are a woman, and a very beautiful woman at that. As a woman, you have to act fast. You can't sit in one place and expect good things to jump out from nowhere and embrace you. You have to make things happen for you. Don't you want to marry Prince Obinna?" Ekemma blushed. "Yes, Mama, I like him a lot." Her mother nodded. "Then you have to do everything you can to get him. You see, you are not the only woman who likes him and wants him. Hundreds of girls in our town and in the neighboring towns like him. We must act fast, my daughter. Our people say when you act fast, you avoid obstacles. You must use what you have to get what you want." Ekemma nodded her head in understanding. Then she asked her mother, "Mama, what do I have that I can use to get him?" Ekemma's mother smiled mischievously. She asked Ekemma to go to the mirror and look at herself, then come back and tell her what she sees. Ekemma went into her room. She examined herself in the mirror. She stared at her beautiful face. She knew she was beautiful. Her mother had always called her beautiful right from childhood. She turned around and looked at her supple body. She also knew she had a stunning body. Her waist was tiny and her hips were large. People usually called her figure 8 anytime she wore tight dresses. She constantly attracted attention from men, but she didn't realize she could use her body to get any man she wanted. Ekemma went back to her mother. "Mama, I see that I am beautiful and I have a beautiful body." Her mother smiled and said, "Now you understand what I am saying. You will use your body to attract Prince Obinna. The first thing we need to do is to get an enticing clothes for you to wear. I will go to the market to get the appropriate clothes for you. You have to go and get your hair done. We will not leave any stone unturned." Ekemma's mother gave her some money to go and plait her hair while she went to the market to buy clothes for Ekemma. The next morning, Ekemma and her mother were already awake by 6 a.m. First, Ekemma had her bath and ate bread and tea for breakfast. Then her mother brought the dress she had bought the previous day. It was an extremely short gown that barely covered her large backside. For each step she took, she had to pull the dress down so as not to expose her underwear. "Mama, this dress is too short. I can't walk in it," Ekemma complained to her mother. Her mother eyed her. "How is it short? There is nothing wrong with this dress. Sit down and apply your makeup. Make sure you use the red lipstick I bought for you. I heard red is his favorite color." Ekemma had a sad look on her face as she sat to apply her makeup. She preferred minimal makeup, but when her mother came to check up on her, she asked Ekemma to apply more makeup. Ekemma had no choice but to obey her mother. By 9 a.m., Ekemma and her mother left for everyday boutique. At the entrance to the boutique, her mother told her, "My beautiful daughter, it is time to get your future husband. You must use everything in you to attract him. Make sure he sees you and make sure you start a conversation with him. Compliment him. Tell him nice things and smile at him. He will like you. Let me get to the market, then I will see you at home." Ekemma's heart was beating as fast as a drum as she walked into the boutique. She was extremely shy and conscious of the short dress she was putting on. As she walked, she kept pushing it down. She walked around the boutique, pretending she was checking out clothes as she waited for Prince Obinna. 1 hour later, Ekemma was still walking around the boutique aimlessly, waiting for Prince Obinna. She was tired and frustrated. Also, 2 salespeople had approached her, wanting to know what she wanted to buy. Ekemma had told them she was waiting for someone. She wanted to leave, but she didn't want to disappoint her mother. She told herself that she would wait for the next 15 minutes. If Prince Obinna didn't show up, she would go home. She sat at a hidden corner to rest. Before long, she dozed off. She woke up when one of the salesperson in the boutique tapped her. "Young lady, wake up. You've overstayed your welcome here, please." Ekemma stood up. She yawned and stretched. Then her eyes went to the clock close by. It was 2 p.m. Ekemma was shocked. She asked the lady that woke her up, "Please, is this clock correct?" The lady nodded her head in confirmation. Ekemma started panicking. She asked the lady again, Please, did Prince Obinna come here?" The salesperson looked confused. "Who is Prince Obinna?" Ekemma replied, "Oh, sorry. Did any young prince come here to shop for clothes today?" "Oh, yes. A handsome young man came here today for shopping. He had some guards with him." Ekemma was defeated. "Oh God, he came. Oh Jesus, what do I tell my mother?" The salesperson was confused. She asked Ekemma, "Are you okay?" Ekemma didn't respond. She walked out of the boutique with tears in her eyes. Ekemma's mother opened the door for her. There was excitement on her face. She was smiling as if she had won the lottery. But when she saw Ekemma's tears, her smile disappeared. "My beautiful daughter, what happened, my princess?" She asked Ekemma to sit beside her and explain what happened. Ekemma told her everything. She was silent for a few minutes. Then she said, "It's okay, my daughter. Our people say the animal can go home today, but tomorrow is another hunting opportunity. Clean your tears. There will be another time." Ekemma nodded and hugged her mother. She didn't like disappointing her mother. She told herself she would do better next time. 1 week later, Ekemma's mother got the information that Prince Obinna would be going to Ihiagawa market for his weekly grocery shopping the next day. That same evening, she informed her daughter and they started plotting how to gain the prince's attention. The next morning, they woke up to get ready. Ekemma wore the same red dress she had worn to go to the boutique. She applied makeup generously on her face and they set out. Ekemma and her mother sat at the shop of one of their customers. They bought a few things from the woman and sat down to wait for the prince. They stayed there for a few hours before Prince Obinna and his royal guards arrived. Immediately Ekemma's mother saw him, she dragged Ekemma up and they started walking towards the prince. Ekemma's heart was pounding like a jackhammer as they approached the prince. She kept wondering what she was supposed to do when they approached him. Should she hug him? Wouldn't that be too forward? Should she kneel down to greet him? Maybe that would be the better thing to do. She would kneel down to greet him immediately they got close to him. But after greeting him, what else could she do to keep the conversation going? She remembered that her mother told her to compliment him. She nodded her head. Okay, she would compliment him after greeting him. She hoped that it would work because she didn't know what else she could do to get his attention. Ekemma was so focused on her thoughts that she didn't know when they had walked very close to the prince. They were within earshots of him. Immediately, her mother stopped walking and faced her and began screaming at her. "You, this ungrateful child! What do you want from me? I have done all I can to train you, yet you don't want to change. What do you want me to do?" Ekemma stared at her mother, utter confusion written all over her face. Mama, what did I do? Her mother increased her voice. You are asking me what you did. You, Ekemma, are asking me what you did. I will tell you. The noise attracted passerbys who stopped to watch what was happening between mother and child. Before long, a small crowd had gathered around them. Ekemma was extremely embarrassed. She kept looking at the floor. As her mother shouted, she kept using her eyes to monitor Prince Obinna's movements. Before long, the noise got to Prince Obinna and he started walking towards them. When Ekemma's mother saw that she had finally gotten the prince's attention, she began to cry. Ekemma, why are you tormenting me? I am your mother. I carried you for 9 months in my womb. Why do you want to make my life miserable? Ekemma kept looking at the ground. She didn't understand why her mother was screaming at her, and she was too embarrassed to ask, so she stood there. Prince Obinna and his royal guard stopped, and he asked Ekemma's mother what happened. Ekemma's mother knelt down to greet him. The prince held her and asked her to stand. Ekemma's mother thanked him. She was still shedding tears. My prince, your highness, it's my daughter Ekemma. I have done all I can to train her in a good way, but she started keeping bad company. You can see that my daughter is beautiful. I don't want her to keep bad company. Do you know she's still a virgin? I don't want her to lose her virginity until she gets married. My prince, please talk to her. Take her somewhere and talk some sense into her. Take her, your highness. I am a poor widow who has given her all to train her. Please talk to her. Ekemma's mother kept shedding her crocodile tears. The prince was moved with compassion. He hugged Ekemma's mother and asked his guards to get some cash from the car. The prince gave Ekemma's mother 2 bundles of 500 naira notes, and he promised to take Ekemma somewhere and talk to her. He looked at Ekemma, who was still staring at the ground. How are you, Ekemma? Ekemma knelt down and greeted him. Good morning, your highness. I am fine, my prince. The prince responded to her greeting and told her to stand. He asked her, would you mind going to the palace with me? Your mother wants me to talk to you. Ekemma smiled shyly and nodded her head in agreement. Prince Obinna smiled at her and asked one of his guards to take her to the car. Prince Obinna promised Ekemma's mother that he would bring her back to their house in a few hours. Ekemma's mother was suddenly full of smiles. She thanked Prince Obinna, then she kept giving Ekemma signals with her eyes, telling her to make the most of this opportunity. After shopping in the market, Prince Obinna took Ekemma to everyday boutique where he bought her clothes and asked her to change the dress she was putting on. Then he took her to an eatery where they ate food and talked. He asked her, how old are you, Ekemma? I'm 19, your highness, Ekemma replied. Have you finished your secondary school? No, your highness. I just got into SS3. Okay. What your mother said, is it true? Are you keeping bad friends? Is that why you were dressed inappropriately? Ekemma shook her head in denial. She was sad because the prince thought she was an irresponsible child. it was not the image she wanted Prince Obinna to have about her. "I am not a bad child, Your Highness." Prince Obinna was not convinced. He said, "But your mother was crying that you were keeping bad friends. She was heartbroken. Why are you denying it?" "I won't punish you if you tell the truth. I'm only trying to help you." Ekemma shook her head again. She was tired of the charade. "I'm not a bad child, and I am not keeping bad friends. I have only 2 friends, and they are not bad at all. My mother said all that to get your attention." Prince Obinna looked confused. "I don't understand. What do you mean she did all that to get my attention?" Ekemma took a deep breath. She knew her mother would hate her for exposing her plan, but she was tired of everything. She was tired of the lies. She was tired of her mother's schemes. She was tired of the accusations. Yes, she had a crush on Prince Obinna, but she wouldn't force him to love her. Why would he be? She wanted everything to end. So she told Prince Obinna how it all started with her mother plotting to get him to marry her. When she finished telling her story, Prince Obinna was extremely shocked. He couldn't believe what he just heard. "Is this the truth, or are you trying to pull my legs?" Ekemma sighed. "I'm not, Your Highness. You can ask my mother." Prince Obinna was weak. He was silent for a few minutes as he processed the shocker Ekemma had just dropped on him. Yes, he wouldn't deny that Ekemma was an extremely beautiful young girl, but she was just 19. When he saw her at the market for the first time, he admired her, but not in a romantic way. She was so young and had a whole future ahead of her. Why would her mother try to sabotage her future for marriage? What was even so special in marrying him? He knew that many girls dreamt of getting married to him because of the glitz and glamour that came with being a royalty. But it was also a lot of work. Being married to a royal family came with a lot of responsibilities and sacrifices. People like him didn't live normal lives. They were constantly under scrutiny from the media and the people. The magazines and blogs were constantly writing stuff about them, both truths and lies. Even he sometimes got tired of being a prince. He often wished he was born into a simple home where life was normal and he could lead a normal life. At this point where his father had started disturbing him to get married, he didn't even know who to choose as a bride. He didn't know who loved him for himself or who was there for the money. He looked at Ekemma and smiled. He liked her and he would take care of her. He would make sure she graduated from secondary school with good grades, and he would see her through her university studies. When she graduates and she's still single, then they can talk about the future. At her age, it was important to him that she lived her life fully and had experiences that would shape her life, and he would be there to cheer her on. Whatever the future brings, they would take it.